Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really fascinating. Ginger. We've looked at a ton of research to sort of unpack its benefits. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. What really strikes me is the history. I mean, we're talking Southeast Asia origins, over 5,000 years.
5,000!
Used in Ayurvedic, Chinese, even Egyptian traditional medicine.
Yeah.
So clearly it's always been seen as more than just, a spice for cooking.
Absolutely. So with that incredible history, what's actually in ginger that makes it work? What are we looking at compound-wise?
Well, the main players are these bioactive compounds, particularly gingerol. That's the big one in fresh ginger.
Gingerol, okay.
Right. And then there are show gels, especially when ginger is dried or cooked. These are essentially the powerhouses. Research shows pretty clearly they're behind the strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects.
Antioxidant, so like fighting cell damage.
Exactly. They help reduce what scientists call oxidative stress in your body. Think of it as protecting your cells from wear and tear.
Okay, that makes sense. Knowing that foundation, I'm really keen to hear about the specific benefits. This is where it gets really interesting, right? What does the modern research actually show?
Oh, it's quite a range. First off, digestion. It's incredibly effective against nausea.
Right. I've heard that for morning sickness.
Yes, morning sickness, but also nausea after surgery or even from chemotherapy. Studies show it really helps. Plus, it gets things moving, stimulates digestive juices, helps with gas, discomfort.
So it helps the whole system run smoother.
Pretty much. It promotes gastric motility, which is just how food moves through you. There was even a 2024 review suggesting it helps with indigestion and generally protects the digestive tract. So yeah, optimizes gut health.
Wow, that's comprehensive for the gut. What about, say, pain and inflammation elsewhere in the body?
That's another major area. Ginger has really potent anti-inflammatory and analgesic, that's pain-relieving effects.
Like comparable to over-the-counter meds.
Some studies suggest exactly that, yeah. For instance, for menstrual pain, research shows it can work about as well as drugs like ibuprofen or mefenamic acid.
That's significant.
It is. And it might also help reduce joint pain and stiffness, like in osteoarthritis.
Yeah.
Plus, potentially helping with sore muscles, maybe back pain, even migraines. It's like a natural support for everyday aches.
A natural toolkit for discomfort, almost. Okay, shifting gears a bit, what about metabolic health? Heart health, those bigger picture things.
Yeah, there's evidence there too. Some studies link ginger supplementation with modest weight loss, specifically looking at body weight and waist-hip ratio.
Interesting.
And it's also connected to improvements in blood sugar control, like lowering blood sugar and HbA1c levels in people with type 2 diabetes.
HbA1c, that's the long-term marker, right?
That's the one. Plus, some research suggests it could help lower the bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, maybe even boost the good HDL cholesterol. There's even some indication it might improve liver function if someone has non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
So it really touches a lot of different systems. And I think I read something about brain health, too. And immunity.
That's more emerging research, but yes. The idea is that ginger's compounds, by fighting that oxidative stress and inflammation we talked about, might offer some protection against neurodegenerative conditions. Think Parkinson's or Alzheimer's.
Wow, okay.
And its antimicrobial properties are also being looked at, potentially fighting off certain bacteria and fungi, like Staph aureus, E. coli, Candida. Still early days on some of this, but promising.
This is just incredible, the sheer range of potential benefits. But, okay, let's be practical. What does this mean for actually using it? Are there side effects, precautions?
Very important point. Ginger is generally safe when you use it in moderation, like in food. But it's not a magic billet.
Right, not a cure-all.
Exactly. It's supplementary. It doesn't replace exercise, a healthy diet, or any medications your doctor has prescribed. You need those foundations.
And if you take too much?
Well, large doses can cause some issues. Maybe some stomach discomfort, heartburn, diarrhea, perhaps a bit of irritation in your mouth or throat. Nothing too serious usually, but it can happen.
So moderation is key.
Absolutely. And definitely talk to your doctor before taking large amounts, like in supplement form, especially if you're pregnant, have a health condition, or are on medications. It can interact with certain drugs, like blood thinners.
Crucial advice. So for someone listening who wants to incorporate it safely, what are some good ways to do that daily?
Well, for just general wellness, adding fresh ginger to your food is great. Maybe a small piece, say 1 or 2 inches, grated into smoothies, stir fries, or made into tea.
Or powdered.
Yeah, if you prefer powdered, maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon a day is a reasonable amount.
Yeah.
Now, if you're looking at supplements for more targeted effects, like The anti-inflammatory ones studied in trials, those often use doses like 250 milligrams up to maybe 1,000 milligrams, taken a couple times a day, sometimes for periods like 12 weeks. But again, that's something to discuss with a healthcare professional. Consistency and moderation are really the name of the game.
It really is amazing how this ancient root has stood the test of time and is now being validated by modern research. So versatile.
It really is. And perhaps a deeper thought here is that the real power isn't just in the ginger itself, but how you use it consistently, moderately, and as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. It's about that mindful integration, Maybe think about one small way you could bring a little ginger into your routine this week.